Hey pilgrims, how are you? You know, it's about 9:30 p.m. in Thailand, and it is the 18th for me, February. And hang on a minute. Little suck of water there. Uh, you know, I I find myself going through life engaging in various activities. Sometimes I'll go a couple of days or a week and I don't even get out. And then on some days it kind of like all of a sudden is like rush hour. And it's not a comedy with Jackie Chan in it. It's just rush hour, and I'm doing things and I'm doing busy. Today I got up and I got a haircut. Oh, I'm proud of it. Of course, the shorter I cut it, the less of the gray is, it's still there. And just like down here, you see it's part of getting old. I was looking at some photos and videos of myself, and my hair was brown. It was like brown hair, and it looked pretty damn good. Not that the gray doesn't look too bad either. Aging is something that we really don't think about when we're younger. And then, as the years creep up on us and we start to physically change by getting more decrepit and our bodies begin to disintegrate technically, young and spry where we could bounce downstairs and probably live. Now, if I fell down a flight of stairs, I could die just falling down one stair. I could break a hip or something. I don't know. But you see, aging is something that, as we're getting older, we have to think about what's going to happen tomorrow. Is my mobility going to be there? Am I going to be able to withstand what I've got and be able to physically, work for myself? Now, today I am overweight. And I'm going tomorrow to see my doctor for a monthly blood test that I told her I would do. Because I do have basically I'm told I have a chronic heart condition where my heart accumulates extra body fluid, water. I retain a lot of water. So I am taking diuretics, which I have to take, and because I wasn't taking them before. I had massive leg infections because my lower legs, the skin was being destroyed by Staphylococcus infections. I get one staph and I get another one. And some of them were really scary because I got them at the hospital when they were treating, they were binding up my legs. And they were telling me I had varicose veins, and we find out later I don't. It's a heart condition. And almost overnight it was gone as far as my legs. But now my legs are discolored, they're red. There's been damage done to the vessels, but luckily, the capillaries and all that still can get oxygen in them. But, I have to make sure that there's enough oxygen in my blood. So I wind up buying gadgets like a cuff to put on my hand, and I take my heart reading. And I got another gadget that I take blood and I check myself because I don't want to have, diabetes. And I just took a reading today and I was 100, 99, 100, and there were days that I've been higher. And I've done it, they always at a certain time every day you're supposed to do it when you fast. Well, I do that too, but the test I'm going in for tomorrow is so that they can check my liver and kidneys to see if the diuretics have done any damage to my kidneys. Because I have to worry about renal failure, kidney failure, because of all the diuretics and, that I have to take to keep my legs from bursting out into infection again. Because what causes it is there's so much water in my blood that I'm not able for my body, the blood vessels, or I should say the red cells, to carry oxygen down in my lower legs. And you know, when most people have amputations due to diabetes, it happens in the right foot. You can always tell a chronic diabetic because of the fact that usually part of their toes on their right foot are gone, and then part of the half of the foot's gone, and sometimes the whole foot to the leg. Because the tissue dies, they get gangrene, and they got to amputate it. This is something that, and then of course with diabetes, which is a major killer in Thailand, because everybody likes sugar in everything they eat. They put it in their sauces, they put it in everything. You know, they take bananas and they'll put it in a milk sauce with lots of sugar. And I mean, it's just the way the Thai sweet tooth works. And of course, you know, things like that. And I was walking in the supermarket yesterday, and I was in there to work on my phone, you know, to top it up and make sure that the new SIM card and everything was okay. Hang on. And here I am, I'm in there, and my wife calls, dear oh my, and says, Carl, you know, where are you? I said, well, I've been running other errands. I said, I'm at the Tesco, and I just topped off my phone. I'm going to come home. And I was looking at the donuts. And I thought, God, I could get a couple. You know, what the hell? What's life without a couple of fun things? And, you know, like, I don't own a yacht. You know, so, you know, a donut, you know, it's like, you know. But, you know, she calls and says, I need eggs. We need eggs. Give me the big pallet of eggs. Okay, you know, we were talking the big pallet, right? And I go, oh, yeah. While I'm there, I go ahead and I buy, like, other things that I need, that I cook with, and that I also use as kind of like backup for food, you know, mayo and some sauces and stuff like that. And I did that, and then I came home. And I said to myself, well, it wasn't too bad. So then I called my doctor, make arrangements today so I can see her tomorrow at 8 a.m. What I'm talking about here is I don't have diabetes, but I have these gadgets. And we have to remember that as we're getting older, I am working on the idea of what they call that preemptive, you know, preventative medicine, keeping myself from being diabetic, because I see many younger people than I am in hospitals that I go into, and they've got diabetes, and they've got it very badly. Listen, as we're getting older, things happen to us, and we all know this. We never think about it when we're young, but we have to take that in mind every day. And it is an equation that never quits. It's like a game. Every time you conquer something, another problem is presented in the game, and you have to figure out a way to work with it. Why do I do these videos? You know, nobody really watches this, I think, and nobody really gives a damn about what I'm saying. But I'm not out to get an impression across. Hey, I wouldn't mind a little popularity, because I think I talk about things that people think about. I try to think about what is in my head is maybe in your head. Psychic. Not psychic, I'm not psychic, but I mean, we think along the same lines maybe. And maybe I might say something that hopefully you might say, you know, that's not a bad idea. It's easy to do that. And it is. Some of the things you can do. I buy the crap at eBay, and I buy the gadget to check my glucose. And you can even buy the little strips that you can put in urine, and they're even cheaper. And, you know, they work to an extent because they used those for years before they had the machines. And, you know, there are some old things that are in life that still work very well. I put something up on my eBay page on my Facebook page about a guy showing how to make a mosquito trap. with using a liter bottle of Coke, a plastic bottle, and putting in like a quarter cup of brown sugar, and then putting in like a couple of other ingredients. I'm sure you can find it. It's in Mesa Person or Mezspot or something like that .com, and it's really a simple thing. And you just cut it and then put all the crap in it, mix it up. Take the other part you cut off, you invert it and put it down with the nozzle down. And what it is they fly inside, they get there, they go after yeast. Put in like half a cup of yeast. Something else, which really makes it really like, oh, I gotta go get that to the mosquitoes. Now, where I am here, we don't really have to worry about that because I have other gizmos. But, it's not a bad idea because you can do it super cheap. Anyway, it's a gizmo, and I buy gizmos, and some gizmos are good, and we have to start planning ahead. What about slipping in the shower? Do you have shower shoes? So you don't fall down, because we have tile in this house, and now I'm walking in slippers. Before that, I didn't, and I go to wash my feet, and all this black crap would wash off in the shower. It doesn't happen now, but I'm always wearing slippers. I have to wear them. I can't wear anything else because the skin is so sensitive on my lower legs and my feet. I have to find a way to combat the problem that I encounter just like you would every day. Money is a problem. I'm not rich, so I have to work on a budget. I have to decide what it is and what isn't, and where it's going to go and how much. I just applied for Social Security on the 10th. I'm 64. So I better not wait any longer because I could use whatever I could get now. That should be a big deal. Again, planning ahead. One thing about our age is we don't quit planning ahead. We have to a plan, I think, in the military we did it. You plan for events, and there is a plan B. You really do want a plan B. And because plan A doesn't always work. Sometimes it just gets outmoded. And remember, not always the fix you use is going to work next time because somebody might change the rules. And, sometimes you have to take the initiative to do things for yourself, because if you're waiting for somebody to just all of a sudden pop up and give you the magic gizmo answer that you have, that you want, it may never come. We have to work for ourselves and do for ourselves. And guess what? You have to be the initiator of that. Now look, I'm not counseling you. Okay, I'm just saying, consider this like a pep talk from a fellow pilgrim out there that you might know, me, that is maybe on the same road you are, only in a different location. That's the beauty of this gadget that I'm on. I'm talking to you from over 7,000, maybe 7 to 5,000 miles, 8,000 miles away. You're probably on the other side of the world when you're looking at this in my Facebook page or in, YouTube or whatever. And I've discovered that this is one thing I can do, again, for my head and my id and my life, is it gives me something to do because it keeps me occupied and in thought, and you don't want your mind to go out on you. And let me tell you, there's only so many movies you can watch a day. Trust me, I've been figuring that one out also. And I have to drag myself out and huff and puff, because it's like when I go see my doctor tomorrow, she's going to say, you're gaining weight. I just know I'm going to hear it. And, I'm praying that I'm not, but it could happen, I go up, I fluctuate. But, I'm never going to be that skinny young kid again. And, there are many people that I've known in life that are in far worse condition than I am physically. And I'm just fortunate that I've been able to been mobile most of my life and been ambulatory and things like that. That's what we have to work on, because once we quit getting up and getting around and quit working, then we're just not living life the way we ought to be living it. And that's when most people usually wind up letting things go and surrendering. what's that saying? I think it was Buzz Lightyear. Is it never give up, never surrender? No, it's Galaxy Quest. Never give up, never surrender. You know why? Because if we do, we just might not, we just can't give up. And a friend of mine, I talked about people being homeless earlier today. But you know, a friend of mine also has been living with relatives. And, you know, I was very happy for this friend of mine because they found out they just had a job offer to go to another country and work in a job to where it might be a very good experience for them. And, you know, I really hope that this person gets that opportunity and they go. And, you know, that person is in their 60s like I am. And guess what? This person never gave up. This person kept looking to change where they were and get a better deal for themselves in their own life. Because, you know, if they hadn't done it, they'd still be where they are right now and they wouldn't have any hope, and no hope would change. So, you know, don't give up the ship. Keep the goddamn flags going. Keep the oars in the water. And if you, every now and then you might not get any wind, so you pull on the oars, but you don't quit. And if you hit choppy waters, just get ready and ride it out. You know, eventually the boat we're in is going to sink. But you know something? I want to make sure that when I'm sailing, if you don't mind the metaphor, when I'm sailing, I'm going somewhere. And I always keep some kind of direction. But you see, my life is a journey like in a boat or a small ship or whatever, from island to island. I consider my life kind of like island hopping, like in the Caribbean. Oh yeah, because I'm still an adventurer, still a sailor. That's why I like to play with these gadgets. Time to go. Because you know something? I got to load all this crap into YouTube and put it on Facebook. And if you're still here watching me, thank you very much. And I hope I made some kind of impact. And thanks. Without you, I don't know who I'd talk to. Bye for now.